Lesson of the day, guys. Do the right thing right, even when you think nobody's watching. Even when you think nobody's gonna find out, do the right thing right. Because it's not gonna be 100% of the times that you get caught. It's gonna be maybe 80% or less if you're really good. But you're pushing the envelope in the wrong direction. You're pushing it in the wrong direction. It's wrong to try to find out, oh, I got away with that. I wonder what else I can get away with. That will only lead to you getting eventually caught. Us getting eventually caught. Do I 100% of the time do the right thing right, even when I think nobody's looking? Not necessarily. I'm sure it's not 100%. And the thing is that most of the time it's become a habit, so we do it unconsciously. We do it because we never saw anything wrong with it, so why would it be a problem now? But let's thank the people who pointed out that it was not the right thing to do, and then there are better ways to do it. It's maybe wiser to push in the direction of, I wonder if I can lean towards the 100% of doing things right. That is healthier. That will not get us into trouble. And especially now, from little things like, even, I don't know, from little things like picking your nose in the car and you think nobody's watching. Of course they are. Some people will notice, not that you should care necessarily. Or from, I don't know, taking screenshots of photos that should only be seen once. Or just not respecting the quarantine rules and getting out when you feel like it because you know nobody's going to be around there to catch you, or just from anything and everything, you know. The way Jim Quick was saying in one of his trainings on Mind Valley, how you do anything is how you do everything. So it's from the little things that the entirety is done. It's just little choices, you know. You cut corners here and then there. You cut corners to honesty and trust. Eventually, you end up with nothing. So, yeah, choices. Sometimes the choices are hard, but it leads to easier life. Tough choices lead to easier life, better quality people around you. And easy choices lead to harder life. In which direction are you leaning? Are you willing to do the right thing right, even when you think nobody's watching, or even when you're sure nobody's watching? Because first and foremost, you're doing it for yourself. Your own standards. What kind of person do you want to be? How do you see yourself? And there will be, when you F up, and we all F up, because nobody's perfect, and we're all in this learning process, this kind of, when you get caught, because usually we don't adjust ourselves unless we receive some help from the outside. Sometimes we are unaware of our own mistakes and our own bad habits for quite a while. And when somebody points it out, you know, this is not exactly right. And then it's like, you get insight. It's like, yeah, I know. I kind of did it out of a habit, and I didn't even pose the question, would they be all right with this? If they knew, would they be all right with it? We don't even ask that question. And yeah, it's a good question to ask when you don't want to be self-centered only. It's a good question to ask and take into consideration, how would this be seen? You know, we need sometimes to be a little shook up, and we need to thank these people who point these things out to us, because these are our teachers. And from exes, from current partners, from anybody around us who is interacting with us enough that we get a chance to make mistakes, they get a chance to make mistakes. We are helping each other out in this learning process. And the wise thing to do is not to reject, like, oh, why is he so, what is he so pissed about? Or what is she so upset about? It's not such a big deal. Of course, in order to not feel the shame, or in order to not make changes to ourselves, we minimize what we've done and say, they're too sensitive, they have too thin skin, it's not such a big deal. I mean, it's not like I killed anybody. Well, depends on what league you want to play. It really depends on what league you want to play. If you want to play in the Champions League, you set your standards as high as the Champion League demands. And you will also attract the kind of people who play along the same rules. So you will get back what you give out there. And yeah, if you want to play in the little league, then sure, cut corners, rationalize or make excuses that it was not so bad, or it was not so terrible, or they're too thin-skinned, or judge, or whatever. But then the results in your life will also be little league results. I mean, it's just how it works. So what are we gonna choose? It's all choices. And we have to be okay. I mean, it depends where we want to be. Everybody, I mean, we're the Gauss curve, 100% of the people can't be in one corner or the other corner. All in, all out. We're gonna be somewhere under the bell curve. So some are gonna make right choices all the time, the correct choices even when nobody's watching, and some others, most of us will be around, 50% of the time, if everybody is somebody, we think somebody's looking, and the other 50 like, we're flexible. It is gonna be like that. But out of all of you who are watching this, where under the bell curve do you want to be? Do you want to be with the Champion League, which is, not many people take it upon themselves to be so diligent, respecting their standards and also respecting other people's standards. But that's okay. There's place on this earth for everybody. That doesn't mean that we can't all, like, as humanity, move up a little bit and move the whole bell curve all together to a new position, the whole shebang. Just move it, shift it a little bit higher, more of us doing the right thing right, even when we think nobody's looking. Start questioning what I'm doing right now. If they would know, if this would be more public than it is right now, would they be okay with it? Ask yourself, whatever it is you're doing right now, maybe you haven't, maybe you're just doing it out of a habit. Maybe it's time to think, is this really the best way to go about it? Yeah, the lesson of the day. Do the right thing right, even when you think nobody's looking or nobody will find out, because you're doing it first and foremost for yourself, for the league you want to play in. Champions League or Little League. Have a great day, everybody.